Good Saturday morning here on KYNT and KYN-TV. This is Huddling with the Herd, your Yankton Bucks and Gazelles sports talk show every Saturday morning, wrapping up the previous week of Yankton High School athletics. And it's homecoming week this week. It has been. And the Bucks, we'll talk to a bunch of their football coaches. Big win last night over Pierre, but success throughout the week for multiple Yankton sports. And it's not over yet. Yankton soccer continues or wraps up the weekend this afternoon or morning-ish. Basically 11 a.m. game one, afternoon for the rest of it. So majority of the afternoon, but I digress. It's a busy morning here on KYNT and KYN-TV. We'll have coverage of that soccer matchup later on today. Kickoff of game one at 11. Pre-game will start as soon as I can get there and get everything set up after the coaches show this morning here with Huddling with the Herd. But we're talking Yankton Bucks football, obviously, as well as soccer, Gazelles volleyball, tennis, Bucks golf, and competitive cheer and dance and cross country as well. It is a full slate of Yankton athletics here, September 27th, 2025. This is Huddling with the Herd. When we come back, we're going to start things off with Yankton Bucks football. We'll talk to head coach Brayden and defensive coordinator Justin Olson. Plenty to come today here on Huddling with the Herd, so be sure to keep it tuned in right here, KYNT and on KYN-TV if you're watching online. Huddling with the Herd, coming back after this break.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first. We offer expertise and experience, where your long-term eye care is our concern. State-of-the-art technology, where we never lose sight of quality. Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Mount Marty is committed to excellence in nursing.
We really go the extra mile to care for our students as a whole person. My name is Crystal Diedrichsen. I am an associate professor of nursing at Mount Marty. As a Catholic Benedictine university, we can incorporate God and prayer in our regular classwork and interactions with students. And in addition to that, we care about the students in other aspects of their lives.
Start your journey at mountmarty.edu.
FNBO is the great big small bank. And for more than 165 years, we've been with you where you are. A bank that's ready for all your needs, both big and small. Here to help you earn more, save more, so you can do more every step of the way. It's what you can expect from the great big small bank. FNBO, independent and family owned for 6 generations, and ever so focused on you. Stop on by or visit us at fnbo.com, member FDIC.
If you want a job where your work matters, you belong at Avera. Here, we've invested in our workforce because every Avera team member drives our health ministry forward, making a difference in lives and communities every day. We offer competitive pay, great health insurance, and even career opportunities. We're putting people first, including you. Search for local job openings and apply at avera.org/careers.
More pay, more benefits, more opportunities. Parker of Yankton is hiring second shift assemblers and a variety of other positions. With competitive wages plus a night shift pay differential. Enjoy great health insurance, paid time off, retirement benefits, and a team that helps you succeed. Whether you're starting fresh or looking to advance, this is your chance to earn more while building a career you can count on. Don't wait. Apply today and make your next move your best move.
Parker, engineering your success.
Do you have a pest problem? Bedbugs, bats in the attic, termite damage, earwigs? Olson's Pest Technicians can tackle any of your pest problems. Family owned and operated with over 80 years of pest experience in South Dakota, Minnesota, and Iowa. Proven pest methods include Centricon bait stations for termites and Bicane treatments for bedbugs. Even the toughest pest infestations don't stand a chance. Olson's Pest Technicians, putting pests to rest since 1966. Call 800-KIL-BUGS.
Welcome back in here, KYNT, KYN-TV. This is Huddling with the Herd. It's time to start talking about Yankton Bucks football. Big win last night. You get a homecoming victory over the Pierre Governors, a team that I know it's always a little sweeter the day after a win over Pierre We got head coach Brady Muth, defensive coordinator Justin Olson in the booth right now for Huddling with the Herd. Coach Muth, just leading things off. How are you feeling now, a couple hours removed from that homecoming win last night?
I'm still excited, man. I mean, that was a fun game last night. And it was a great experience for our guys to go out and show up for their town and their school and compete for Yankton. And then the way it finished, made a lot of memories last night, and I love it. But it's time to get back to work. We got about 10 minutes, and it's time to get back to work.
we enjoy it until about 9:15, maybe.
Yeah, right.
And then it's back on the grind for Sturgis next week. But I just want to go over the final drive for you guys. Obviously, it kind of the final drive really got set up. Josh and I were talking earlier on the blocked extra point by Carter Booms, because that really changed the mentality for both teams down the stretch. So talk about that field goal block, because I saw earlier in the game on an extra point, Boomsma was loading up but didn't really come all the way through, and that time he did and got a clean block.
So that's why special teams are the start of the next set, the next series. And so to have that stop, they come down and they score, and I mean, it's going to be potentially tied up, whatever the scoring was, but to get that stop, to win that play, that's a big deal. And that's why, I mean, every play counts, and special teams are big plays. I would tell you, I mean, there's a potential for a big play on every single special teams play, and Coach Hale does a great job of getting our guys there and in the right spot and competing to win that rep.
And obviously that helping lead into the final drive. You're tied at 28. I think you get the ball back with 45 seconds left, and couple timeouts, and I think Tate Bestie led an immaculate drive. Obviously, Owen Eidsness just knew how to find the sideline as well when he was getting the ball in his hands, and everything obviously worked to perfection for you guys. Really
smart play by those guys, but our offense in general. And that last drive, that was a really cerebral drive, and we went home with 2 timeouts. Like we only called 1 timeout in that last series, and so I mean, to have guys understanding situational football and doing what they need to do to make sure we come out with a victory is a big deal. And in that last play, Tate kind of shaped that play. We were playing against a too high shell, and so Tate shaped that play to get Owen essentially that window that he threw into was huge, because he changed a route that he was never going to throw to. And so when you have that kind of, you have a kid that's got that much intellect running the show, I mean, you're going to have some success. And so, and to the credit of all our receivers and Tate too, I mean, we spread the ball around pretty good last night. It wasn't just Owen. I know he had like 10 catches last night, which is a lot for a receiver. But, I mean, the ball was still spread out and distributed. Everybody made plays. And so, I mean, it was just a fun game and a great way to finish. And never any flinch in our guys, and that was the big takeaway for me.
Mm-hmm. I don't have the exact number of guys who caught a pass, but obviously Owen, I know Abe caught some, Carter, Kale, Talon Kenny got on the
backfield.
Yeah, Jace had some catches.
Yeah, so everybody was getting involved there. Switching things to the defensive side of the ball with you, Coach Olson. I know Pierre got a little momentum around the halftime break, but I thought the defense played very, very well all throughout. They really stifled the run game up until I think that final drive of the first half, and then even into the second half, it started to click back in, even though Pierre was able to put up some points.
Yeah, we had a really, just like you mentioned, in the first half, I thought they were doing things. They settled right in, playing fast and physical, and then Pierre's a really well-coached team, and they're going to figure some things out, find your weaknesses, and sort of pick out those a little bit. I think at the end of the half, I think we got a little complacent in a little bit. And Coach Ruth mentioned this too. We saw the same thing. They kind of were like, all right, 3 scores. We got a 3-score lead. Okay, we're still okay even if they score. I'm not saying that was a mentality. That's perception is a bugger. Yeah. I mean that's one of those things, and you can look at it from a 3,000 foot view, and you can get a different perspective on it and whatever, and the kids will tell you, no, that's not what happened, and stuff like that. So when I'm saying this, I don't think that's what was going on, but to our coaching staff and to some of the other players, it was like, hey, yeah, maybe we're a little too comfortable. So a learning point from that is put the foot on the gas. We need to I mean, you still have another half to go. We still got to keep the foot on the gas, and try for a knockout punch and finish the first half, with a 0 on the board. That didn't happen, which is fine. And so they caught on to something that we were doing. So then we made an adjustment, and then we battled it out from there. And the offense was rolling, which helped. But in that second half, we needed to clean up some things, and I think they just got excited. And they got excited. I mean, it was homecoming, and you're playing a peer governors. You got to get excited when you're playing the peer governors on homecoming, especially. So they got a little geared up and maybe overplayed a little bit. But Pierre has some good talent, and they made their plays, and we came out with a win, which is great.
And I thought, not to take anything away from the offense or play the what if game here, if it wasn't for a couple pieces of laundry on the field, I thought the defense would have gotten this game-winning stop in their own right. But the penalties get called there late, and I know.
Don't get us in trouble.
we won't talk about it too much. I'll just
linked into South Dakota High School Association.
I'm not going to start anything, but Josh and I talked. We ran some numbers. One number was bigger than the other by quite a bit. Yeah, it's okay. We'll leave it there. But I thought the defense really bowed up late. I know Pierre is able to get in the end zone on that final drive with a little bit of just penalties, getting them some yardage. But that defense was so impressive to me, even with the points. You look at the scoreboard, it may not seem as such.
Yeah, I mean, and I love our defense. I love our guys. And we're going to get some depth back. We had a couple players that weren't playing, which is going to help us stay fresh. And so I'm super excited, Brayden, about what we're going to bring forward. And then the matchups that we have, starting with Sturgis coming up. And these guys have I almost said the dirty word, Coach Muth. So much potential. I just want to the listening audience. It wasn't like a cuss word. It was, and football is kind of
it's a cuss word.
It's a cuss word. Potential, because it's such a you could say it. It's that we have potential to do this, but we got to do it. And these guys have made leaps and bounds, especially rebounding after a Harrisburg game, which frankly maybe they're a little embarrassed. Coming out of that game. And then we had something to prove. And that was kind of our message. Said, all right, we're going to roll into this next part of our schedule, and we have something to prove to the state. And I challenged the defense, said, if you want to be one of the best defenses in the state, you got to prove it. And it starts right here, right now, homecoming. And I thought they did a really good job taking another big step towards that. And I'm really proud of those guys.
I think it's a testament to you guys as coaches, your entire staff, and the program that you've built with Bucks football, or that has been built with Bucks football, is the fact that you, as you mentioned, had a rough game last week against Harrisburg. It's a short week against Pierre, which is always an emotional thing. It's homecoming. There's a lot of outside distractions, and it felt like your guys were really business mentality heading in, and they came out and punched Pierre in the mouth right out of the gate and ended up coming out with the win. So I felt like that's a testament to the program as a whole, how they can stay locked in and tuned into that even with the outside distractions.
Yeah, and you got to be careful because homecoming in Yankton is special. It's a big deal, and it's great to see the community and our school and the kids and everything. I mean, it is an exciting time with a lot of memories. That being said, it's sometimes those all the fun that goes into that can create distractions. But when you have a quality opponent coming to town and it's your homecoming game, it is a little bit different, and our guys were keyed in, and they were ready to rock last night, from the get-go. And the other thing too, with the way that they played, they didn't. I mean, it was a focus, but it wasn't a tight focus. I mean, They were loose and they were ready to just roll. And so that's. I mean, these guys are learning how to win games and learning how to perform. And so last night was a big step in the right direction as far as that's concerned.
You got your longest road trip of the season coming up next Friday. You're on the road. You travel to Sturgis, and looking at the rest of the schedule, it's pretty easy. 2 home games in Mitchell, so it's not exactly like you're taking not easy in terms of opponents, easy in terms of travel.
Yes, I
after
agree.
That Sturgis game. And
thank you for clarifying.
Look on your face was like, this is easy. I'm like,
no, kid just got the job. I can't make those claims, but no, pretty easy in terms of travel with 2 home games and then just on the road to Mitchell. But how do you prepare for that going across the state? It's only an hour difference, but still a bit of a time change as well.
The way we approach it with our coaching staff is it's just like dealing with an opponent. Sturgis has a really good run game. The running back is a special guy. Sturgis also has a 5-hour road trip that you have to deal with. So it's the same thing. We approach it the same way. We have a strategy for it, and we have a plan to attack it. And that, something like that, no different than a tendency that we see on film, you can't let that beat you. And unfortunately, Coach Olson and I have been here long enough to where we have been in situations where you do make that trip out west, and that trip does beat you. And so we've had to learn those lessons. But our guys right now, and I think last night, we talked about this. I worry about being way too businesslike. Like, it's still a game. It's still fun. I mean, it's tough and it's a big deal and all that stuff. But at the end of the night, no matter the outcome, you get to eat when you go home. Like, it's a big deal, but it ain't that big of a deal. But our guys, they're very businesslike last night. Like I said, they didn't get wound too tight. They just got into a flow state and they just went at it and competed for the whole game. And so in that situation, we know how to do that now. We have to do that no matter what, regardless of who we're playing, regardless of the score. It doesn't matter. We got to win that rep.
Well, I'd like to thank you both for coming in and talking this morning. Good luck next week on the road at Sturgis. We'll be out there with you. And I know Coach Muth will talk again later this week for a pregame interview.
Sounds good.
All right, that's head coach Brady Muth, assistant coach or defense coordinator Justin Olson here on Huddling with the Herd. We're coming back after this break to keep things rolling.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance.
For coverage you can count on, call Brendan Hansen or Brandon Tykrow in Yankton today.
If you've been suffering from chronic pain or a recent injury, check us out, Lane, Reed, and Cole Sawatsky at SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab. We offer a wide variety of treatments and techniques, including dry needling, cupping, chiropractic adjustments, and sports rehabilitation. Our mission is to ensure an individualized and efficient treatment plan to get you back on your feet.
From ankle sprains and sports injuries to neck pain and headaches, we've got your back.
Give us a call or book an appointment on our website. SWAT Chiropractic, specialized wellness and therapy.
Now located on Summit Street across from the high school.
When you make the right decision, it feels good. Like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision too. That's why State Farm agent Rhonda Westland is right here in Yankton to help you select the right protection at the right price. Rhonda will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. With State Farm agent Rhonda Westland, it's easy to make the right choice. Just call her. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Looking for the perfect pair of glasses? At Vision Care Associates, we've got you covered. Step into our showroom and discover our vast selection from timeless classics to the latest trends. With several styles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect match for your look. Experience personalized service and expert care, whether you need help finding the right frame or adjusting your new glasses for the perfect fit.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Credit union people are my people. Dreaming big, keeping life simple. Saving smart, living free. At Explorers Credit Union, you're just like me. We chart new trails, we stand tall. Together we rise, together we call. Credit union people are my people, it's true. And I found my crew at Explorers CU. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit ExplorerCU.com to join the journey today.
Are you huddling up with the relatives for the holidays or a Yankton or Mount Marty football game, but don't have enough space in your locker room? Book rooms at the Fairfield by Marriott or Holiday Inn Express. There won't be any roughing penalties with their clean, comfortable beds, and no interference on a relaxing stay. Remember, instead of everyone at your house, call on Audible and book rooms at the Fairfield by Marriott or Holiday Inn Express. For great rates and flexible reservation changes, call either hotel direct.
Welcome back in here, KYNT, KYNTV. This is Huddling with the Herd, and we have a trio of coaches from all levels of varsity, sub-varsity, varsity, JV, and freshman coaches. So kind of a little bit of a hodgepodge here, so we'll talk to everybody as we got it. But offensive coordinator Terry Huber's in here, Dan Schwach in here, as well as Alex Topol all in here. So we're going to just start off on the varsity level. Huge win last night. I think all phases of the game really ended up working well. I know Pierre got that offense, or that they got their offense going in the second half there, but 35-28 win. I know we talked last night after the game, Coach Huber, and I promised I wouldn't try to sell any more secrets here this morning, but how are you feeling now, having a little bit of rest and waking up the next morning still feeling after that game?
Yeah, it's a great feeling waking up after a big homecoming win. The guys, they made it a lot more fun night last night, so we can all celebrate together. The good thing about this is our guys also understand the fact that good things happen, but bad things also happen that we need to fix. False start penalties, I'm not too excited about how many of those we had last night. But, focusing on a lot of the positives that we had, I thought we had phenomenal O-line play. They were giving time like crazy up front and making some big holes for Jace. Jace ran hard as he could, and, I know we talked last night. He got over that 100-yard mark again, and those are tough yards. They weren't easy. Those were very tough yards. And then our passing game, I just, all the receivers had a reception, and the ones that they had were extremely important, and I thought that they kind of tore it up last night in that secondary.
That's something I talked about with Coach Muth earlier, is how well Tate did spreading the ball around last night. You mentioned every receiver basically got a catch.
Mm-hmm.
Talon Kenny got a catch.
Yep.
Jason Logic got a catch out of the backfield. Everybody was getting involved. I think the only guy who was lined up at a skill position that didn't get a catch was Edley.
Yep.
Even then, he facilitated that game with his blocking ability. So I do want to touch on the offensive line. Again, I know you brought it up already, but Josh and I talked on the broadcast last night. Tate had a really clean pocket for a majority of plays. There were a few times where Pierre was able to get some pressure on him, but that pocket was very clean last night, and that's a testament to the offensive line and your pass protection.
Yeah, absolutely. And, that's been a challenge the last, couple of years, but especially coming into this year, I told them, that they understand that at that position, their job is just to protect people, whether it's a running back, quarterback, whoever it is. That's their job. That's the goal that we have every time. We don't want them to feel like they have to get out of the pocket or feel like there's going to be somebody coming to smack them around. We want them to be comfortable and know that those guys up front are going to be taking care of business. And last night, Pierre is a very good pass rushing team. And so I was extremely proud of those guys and how much time they were given Tate in the pocket, and Tate utilized it phenomenally. So I know he appreciates those guys, and the rest of the team does. And, a big shout out to how great of a game they had last night.
Sticking in the trenches, but switching to the defensive side of the ball, Coach Schwach, I know that's more your area that you work with those group of guys, and I felt like I know Pierre got the running game going a little bit late in the first half, and again early in the second half, but the middle of the defensive line really seemed to do well last night. They had to go to those outside run plays quite often to try to find yardage, because whether it was Will or Drace or anybody, Austin Conway in there. I think Drace actually got our defensive player of the game last night for his performance too. So just the interior of the D line was really holding firm most of the night, I thought.
Absolutely. It's kind of like I said it many times. Our mantra: if you're not double teamed, you better take that as an insult and make a play. And I mean, when you're hearing defensive linemen called for tackles, I mean that's not necessarily what they're on the field for. But they did a really good job of executing the things we practiced all week. Drace, I mean, and he got a big sack in there. I mean, I told them that was the best the defensive line has worked as a team rush, kind of funneling it back up. And I'm like, I told you it would eventually come. You guys just got to trust each other and trust the process. And I probably didn't feel very good to have a 285-pounder land on you if you're that quarterback. And that kind of, I was hoping that would set the tone for the game, but they did recover a little bit. And, but yeah, all in all, I think great performance. Talon Kenny did a great job setting the edge on a couple of those boots. Just needed to make a few more plays to get there, and Edley just makes plays. So yeah, we were pretty happy with the night. Still plenty to work on though.
Yeah, you bring up Talon and Edley there. I felt Edley was really early in the game. You saw him living in the backfield, and that shifted how they had to block the entire D line. They kept Terwilliger in more to chip him at times, or focused two guys, maybe even three guys at times on Edley, trying to make sure he didn't stay in the backfield, and that allowed the other guys to really open up and remind you how good guys like Talon coming off the edge are, or Drace or whoever's coming from the middle.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch the film. I had a couple comments on how Edley was doing a great job just kind of taking on blocks, and they were taking a couple guys up. Took a couple guys away to do it, and that's huge. That frees up one of our guys, and yeah, he's just a playmaker and learning more and more every day. So it was fun.
Sticking with the defensive side of the ball, I know, Coach Topol, you work with defensive backs as well as for the position group, as well as being one of the freshman coaches. But sticking with the defensive backs, Cale Hazelhorst again gets an interception. The guy, and this isn't a shot at him on offense. I think he's caught more passes on defense with these interceptions. And he had a great night on offense last night as well. So just talk about him. And you were down a man in that secondary as well. Miles Drotzman didn't play last night. I thought Brennan Gilmore stepped up well as well in that role.
Yeah, absolutely. Cale's one of those guys that makes coaching easy. He makes you look like a way better coach than what you actually are. He's such a smart kid. We do our, who watches the most film of the week, and that kid is constantly looking at film. And he knows what they're trying to do and what they want to do. And, especially if you can get him just at that free to roam around, read the quarterback, let him use that brain, that's where you see those stats really get, amped up there as far as the interceptions go. So being able to let him just be him, roam around, and do bad things to Pierre, that's always enjoyable to see. But Pierre, phenomenal. They're very well coached. They know maybe we should stay away from him. So that's why we saw them start to attack the flats a lot yesterday, which, makes a lot of sense for them. The one burden of coaching freshman football is you're gone Thursday and you show up Friday. And during homeroom, one of my kids told me that Miles Drotzman wasn't going to play. That's how I found out. So I'm like, oh, well, that's fantastic. But, the good news to that is we have depth there. And being able to get a senior like Brandon Gilmore in there right away and to step up. And it's not like he just filled in and, just did a okay job. They like to run a lot of jailbreak screens, like a lot of those quick passes. And the first time they ran one on him, he made a phenomenal play, got the tackle. And after that, they only ran one more jailbreak screen. So that was something that we didn't have to worry about. So for him being able to step up in that moment was absolutely huge for us.
I meant to give Coach Muth a hard time about it earlier, and it just slipped my mind. On the starting sheet, Brennan was listed, but he had replaced Boomsma instead of Drotzman. So we're like, well, what happened to Boomsma? And then we're looking on the field, and, Boomsma's in the game, but Miles is in his street clothes. I think they just got that flipped around and confused us for a second.
Don't worry, we'll take care of that for you. we can handle that for you.
It was all politics.
But back to the topic at hand, and not just my confusion as a broadcaster. What is excuse me there? You got a road trip next week. We'll stick at the varsity level for now for this. Long way across the state to go to Sturgis. Sometimes when you take those long bus trips, guys can come out a little flat off the bus, jet lag, but bus lag, whatever it is. So what are you expecting next week, Coach Huber, as the offensive coordinator, trying to get things rolling?
Yeah, going out to Sturgis, Klutzy's got a lot of things rolling out there. I think they're definitely a big competitor for us. Excited to make the trip, get those guys out on the road a little bit. Sometimes, it is kind of fun to see how they react to being in a different atmosphere. We absolutely love our atmosphere here, but it's something they got to learn. They got to understand what it's like playing other places, and the more opportunities we get to do that, the better. And going West River is, it is a long trip. We'll take some breaks, get some stretches and walkthroughs in on the way. But these guys, they're a group of guys that probably the least worried I am on a long road trip, just because of how locked in they stay. They're very quiet and confident, and I thoroughly enjoy that because it, Topol said, it makes it a little bit easier as a coach. Doing some of these things, we're not teaching these kids how to sit down and keep your hands to yourself and be quiet like that. It's not childish stuff. These guys they're turning into some really fine young men that we can trust to take care of business, and we don't necessarily have to squash those little things on a long road trip. They understand the expectations and that it's a business trip, and they're going to have some fun, but they're also locked in the whole time.
And I know the goal for the coaching staff is for this to be the final long road trip of the year. You have it'd be Mitchell to end the season, which is about an hour. And I know if you guys have it your way, the only time you're leaving Yankton after that is to go to Vermilion.
Yep.
So
you got that right.
Hopefully everything works out that way, and good luck to at the varsity level next week against Sturgis. We'll switch things up and talk sub-varsity now. Coach Huber, if you need to head out this morning, you can. But if you want to stick around, I'm happy to have you in here. So it's whatever you need.
I'm probably going to head to film.
All right, there you go.
Thank you.
The grind never stops. Thank you again, Coach Huber, for talking to us here today. We'll switch to JV now. Coach Schwach, high-scoring affair against Brookings earlier this week. Jackson Kudera completed 20 passes, 308 yards, 6 touchdowns, did have 1 interception. Adrian Van Osdol seemed to be his favorite target for 167 yards and 4 touchdowns there. So I know it ends up in a loss, but a lot of impressive things. Defensively, Max Eichenberger, again, feels like the third, fourth week in a row we're talking about him. He led the way with 7 tackles. So a lot of things to be happy about, but the final scoreline ends up in favor of Brookings.
Super long game. Worked out, I guess, a little bit to our advantage. The pizza order got messed up again, so we've been having a tough year on the pizza orders at both the varsity and the sub-varsity level. But Jackson Kudera just was phenomenal. I mean, I don't remember for sure. He had some incomplete passes, but a lot of them were intentional or they hit our receiver in the hands. So he had a great game. And give credit to the guys up front. Kind of had quite a few injuries, shuffling things around, and he, for the most part, had a clean pocket all night. I maybe only took a sack. I know he scrambled a few times and took a few hits, but was fun to watch our offense, and they were just clicking. And yeah, those 2 freshman receivers, Adrian Van Osdol and Trigby Lutton, just were open and caught the ball.
I know I was giving Adrian a lot of credit there. I don't want to take anything from Trigby. He had 6 catches, 64 yards, 2 touchdowns in his own right.
Yeah. Offense was cooking, as they would say. Defensively, just kind of same struggles that have plagued us all year. Tackling, wrapping up. I mean, just that's why we're playing on Mondays. We're learning and trying to get better, and a few different blown coverages, but the score was worse than it looked. I guess a few special teams gaffes and offensive turnover. So a few different things go our way, and we win that game against a really good Brookings team. So not that there's any consolation in moral victories, but we're just kind of, it gives us a little momentum, I think, and excited to take on T next Monday.
As you mentioned, I was just going to ask what's next for you guys, but T on Monday, what are you expecting there from a Titans program that usually it feels like it fares pretty well top to bottom?
Yeah, they're always solid. They kind of still run the same stuff. They like a little bit of wing T and stuff mixed with the spread. We got them pretty good last year, but we'll see how they come up. And I know they've got a good freshman program, and they're always just so solid, but they're always really, really fun to beat too. So
it's always nice to get a win over there. Yeah.
Yes.
I know it's maybe I shouldn't say that on there. Sometimes people say things in the crowd that makes you a little happier that you can come out on top in the end. But every fan base has those guys.
It is very it's very fun to beat them. We'll just say that. At any level, it's always fun.
We'll keep it there before I get in trouble. We'll switch now. Keep it sub-varsity. Go to the freshman level. Coach Topol. I don't have the exact stats from this past week's game, but you said very similar to the week before in terms of production out on the field.
Yeah, it was 100-0 if there's no stats on it, so we'll just go with that. But going off of Coach Schwach here, it's convenient because we played Brookings this level, freshmen, and we played T again this week. And I always give Dan a hard time that essentially we're coaching the same team with the amount of freshmen that we're moving up, just due to attrition, whatever reason that might be. But, we talked about last week, we played Norfolk, who, this group, played in the last 3 years. They've beaten them. Last week got 35-0 shutout, but this one was a huge win for this group. I mean, for them, it was almost the Super Bowl in a sense because Brookings, that group, it could be described as a buzzsaw. They have 3 freshmen moved up to JV varsity. And, again, like last year, they didn't give up a single point to a single 8th grade opponent. So for these guys to come in, and not only beat them, but shut them out was a huge victory for us, both on and off the field, especially for morale. Carter Saylor played lights out, only 4 incompletions. Max Eichenberger, Landon Bottleson, those names are going to be said a lot here in the next 4 years. If kids are going to start buying Yankton Buck jerseys, those are the ones to invest in right now. But, those kids are stars. And, Abdul Al-Mustafa is just such an unsung hero. No, he's not moved up to JV, but he completely destroyed their interior run game. I mean, I call him baby Aaron Donald because, he's undersized, but my God, is that kid violent and fun to watch.
I mentioned the jerseys. People are going to start investing into Max Eichenberger freshman cards to start
Naturally.
trading at school.
Yep, I call all the money on the NIL deal on that, so I'll line up some autograph signings there.
I thought something came through a few years ago where they're going to start letting high school kids get NIL in the state, but I haven't heard anything else about that. I don't know if that was just a rumor or what, but I don't know. I don't know how NIL works. I'm not smart.
As long as I'm making money, I don't know either. But
as long as my pocket gets something, we're fine. But you mentioned you said you guys are playing T2 coming up, so
Yep.
another matchup with the Titans at the sub-varsity level. What do you guys expected from that one with T?
Well, it's nice is I've got kids who are football nerds, not like in the aspect of X's and O's, but like they know the kids throughout the state. Like they'll throw names at me, like, oh, Johnny, whatever his name from whatever. He's a really good quarterback. I'm like, okay, I don't know. Apparently, there's someone out there who does like freshman rankings, like ranking all the freshman players. I'm like, all right, well, kudos to that person. But we've got kids that like play travel ball, and they claim that T has a really good quarterback. And I've got a little spreadsheet where we kind of track the scores and results throughout the state. And, Brookings was the only undefeated team besides us. We knocked them off. But the only loss T has this year is to a really good Brand Valley team. They went through. They've beat Harrisburg. They beat the Sioux Falls Jefferson. So, looking forward, if you want to start predicting the 2028 varsity schedule here, T and Brookings are going to be some teams to look forward to. So, like, these 2 weeks for us, they're going to be a really huge test, and really looking forward to the opportunity to get that experience with these guys.
When you play tough teams like that even at the freshman level, it just bodes well for the future of the program as a whole. And I'd like to thank you both for I know working as sub-varsity coaches, your weeks are probably a little more packed than sometimes you might want. So we do appreciate you guys doing that, traveling here to Kingdom Come to help build this program up. I appreciate both of you, Coach Swak and Coach Topel, for not only your work on the field, but also just coming in this morning and talking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, that's Coach Dan Schwak and Coach Alex Topel here on KYNT and KYN-TV. Coach Terry Huber was in here as well, but he had to go watch some film. So we're going to take a break, come back in a couple minutes, start talking about some other sports here on KYNT and KYN-TV. We'll start with soccer and Gazelles volleyball. Back after this break, here for Huddling with the Herd.
Buying a home isn't just about real estate. It's about investing in yourself. At the Move Group, we believe the best time to buy is when it makes sense for you. Our expert agents put people before transactions, meaning we listen first, provide honest guidance, and help you make a confident decision. No pressure, no gimmicks. Markets change, but the right home is about more than just numbers. It's about finding the right fit for your life and your future. When you're ready, we're here to help. Contact the Move Group today.
Back to school is an exciting time for students. It can also be a very stressful time. This is Dr. Mackenzie Erlinson from First Chiropractic Centers. Heavy backpacks can cause injuries in children, so start the year off right and make sure your child's backpack weighs no more than 5 to 10% of their body weight and doesn't hang more than 4 inches below the waistline. For pain or discomfort resulting from backpack use, call First Chiropractic Centers. Making life better, one adjustment at a time.
Looking for fuel or more? Stop by Triple Time Rudy's, your locally owned convenience store at 17th and Broadway. At Triple Time Rudy's, they're proud to support the community, offering fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers and backing local activities and events. Inside, you'll discover regional favorites like Dimmick cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. Whether it's a quick snack, a tank of top quality fuel, or a taste of local goodness, Triple Time Rudy's, fueling your day, fueling the community.
Are you looking to buy or sell a home but not sure where to start? I'm Deb Speck with Vision Real Estate, and I'm here to guide you every step of the way. With 20 years of experience and a passion for finding the perfect match, I'll work hard for you, answer all your questions along the way, and make it stress-free. Call me at 605-664-5555, and let's get moving.
Welcome back in here on Huddling with the Herd. Thank you to all the football coaches who were able to come in today and talk on KYNT and KYN-TV. Let's turn our attention to Bucks and Gazelles soccer, as they will be taking the field here in about an hour and a half, a little under an hour and a half now, for Game 1 kickoff. The Bucks and Gazelles hosting Aberdeen Central in a doubleheader. Looking at the last week of performance for Yankton soccer, the Bucks got a 1-0 win over Harrisburg last Saturday. That was on the road in Harrisburg. Bucks and Gazelles soccer and Bucks football were all in Harrisburg on the same day. The Tigers called it the Tiger Bowl, and that is the lone win Yankton got on the day, is the 1-0 win over Harrisburg for the Bucks. Jack Pedersen scoring that game-winning goal with under 1 minute to play. As the week went along, a new South Dakota high school coaches poll came out for Class AA soccer. The Bucks tied for 5th in that poll, while sitting 6th in the Class AA standings on seed points. Big matchup today with Aberdeen Central as they look to move up those rankings a little bit more for the Yankton Bucks. As for the Gazelles, they suffered their first defeat since the 21st of August, I believe, to Harrisburg last Saturday. It was 5-0 in favor of the Tigers. The Gazelles are receiving votes in the latest Class AA coaches poll that was released earlier this week, and much like the Bucks, are 6th in the Class AA standings. Both Yankton teams, as of right now, are in line to host a first-round playoff matchup. I believe that's Tuesday, October 7th, is the opening round of the high school soccer playoffs. Right now, both teams in line to host, but you need to secure a top 8 spot if you want to play at home in the opening round of the playoffs. Aberdeen Central, like I said, on the docket today for soccer. Game 1 starts at 11 a.m., Game 2 to follow. The Bucks play first with the Gazelles in the second game. We will have coverage of that right here on KYNT, as well as on our KYNTV streaming platform, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, or you go to kyntv.com. There's a website now as well. Mobile apps, Roku devices as well, Apple TV devices. We are everywhere. If you can't find KYNTV, you're almost trying to ignore us, and I take a little bit of offense to that, but I digress. Let's switch things now to Yankton Gazelles volleyball. Had a couple matches earlier this week, and they have another one today. Let's start on Monday. A 3-0 win for the Gazelles over the Vermilion Tanagers. Berkeley Olson led the way with 10 kills in the win, followed closely by Tyann Bestie, who had 9 kills and 4 service aces. Elena Nelson had 22 assists, while Brenna Elwood had 15. The two setters for Yankton, who rotate through, combining for 37 total assists in the 3-set win. Little flip of the script the following night as Yankton went on the road against Sioux Falls Lincoln against a very, very dominant Patriots team. And the Patriots won the match 3-0, 25-14 set 1, 25-12 set 2, and 25-15 set number 3. Nora Schramm led the Gazelles with 6 kills and a block in the loss, while Berkeley Olson added 4 kills as well. Yankton is now 4-8 on the year following their matchups earlier this week. They travel to Aberdeen Central today. So a lot of Yankton playing Aberdeen Central today. 2 p.m. first serve at Aberdeen Central High School for the Gazelles volleyball team. We're going to take another break here on Huddling with the Herd. When we come back, we are going to talk tennis and golf. So don't go anywhere. Huddling with the Herd rolls on after this break.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Stay healthy this season with a flu shot from Yankton Medical Clinic. The all-day flu shot clinic is Wednesday, October 1st from 9 a.m. to 4:30, with additional clinics every Tuesday afternoon, 3 to 4:30, from October 7th through November 11th, and Saturdays, October 11th and November 8th from 9 a.m. to noon. Walk-ins are welcome or schedule online at yanktonmedicalclinic.com. Don't wait. Protect yourself and your loved ones today with a flu shot from Yankton Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Talk about convenient. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
A couple days ago, a teacher came into the UPS store to print some worksheets for her classroom. As we were printing, she asked if we could help her design and print a custom banner for her school's upcoming event. Yes, we can. At the UPS store in Yankton, where for over 8 years we've been serving educators, businesses, and community members with all kinds of printing solutions. Stop by today and let us assist with your next project, and be sure to ask about our shipping services or current print specials.
Welcome back in here on KYNT and KYN-TV. This is Huddling with the Herd, your weekly update of Yankton Bucks and Gazelles athletics here on the station. We're talking tennis and golf here right now on Huddling with the Herd. We'll start with Gazelles tennis. They had a 7-2 win over Sioux Falls, Washington on Thursday, and then a 6-3 loss to Harrisburg in a triangular there for the Gazelles. Against Sioux Falls, Washington, the Gazelles were able to sweep doubles play. Nora and Sabrina Kraske got singles victories as well. So did Carolyn Kerner, Megan Scott, and Elise Collar. 6-3 loss to Harrisburg. Nora and Sabrina Kraske went undefeated. They both won their singles matches, and then they won their doubles match as a duo as well against the Tigers. They would combine for all 3 points for Yankton as they fall 6-3, to Harrisburg. The Gazelles, it's ESD conference time already for Gazelles tennis. Monday and Tuesday right here in Yankton, so the Gazelles don't have to travel too far, just across the street from the high school to the Summit Activity Center tennis courts for the ESD Conference Tournament. Once again, beginning on Monday, we'll run through Tuesday here in Yankton. Let's switch gears and talk Bucks golf now. They competed earlier this week up in Watertown, placing 5th out of 14 teams at Cottail Golf Course. Yankton shot a 311 as a team, led by a 75 from Elijah Larson, who placed 13th individually. Rounding out the Bucks scoring, Gus Sprakel shot 78. Easton Velick and Easton Skelhaus each shot 79. Kai Cody shot 82, and Brayden Berkland rounded out scoring with an 87. It's the ESD conference meet for Bucks golf as well on Monday, as they head to Brandon, South Dakota for the ESD conference meet. 10 a.m. tee time. It's scheduled up in Brandon. Good luck to Gazelles tennis and Bucks golf as they start the ESD tournaments next Monday. Hopefully to bring home some conference hardware and secure some spots for the state tournament coming up for both sports here in the near future. Gonna take another break here on Huddling with the Herd. When we come back, we're talking competitive cheer and dance and cross country here on the broadcast. Back in a couple minutes. This is Huddling with the Herd on KYNT, KYN-TV.
Have aches and pains taken you out of your game? Sports injuries can happen quickly, posing threats to your health and ability to participate in your regular athletic activities. I'm Dr. Mackenzie Erlinson from First Chiropractic Centers. Chiropractic care can provide pain relief from sore and aching muscles and lead to faster recovery after workout by easing the inflammation you experience, like stiffness, pain, or restricted movement. Visit with us about managing your sports injuries. First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time.
It's game on at Yankton Pizza Ranch. Our buffet is loaded with hot pizzas, sweet desserts, and the country's best chicken. Plenty of food and plenty of room for a whole team or your whole family, whether you're celebrating a big win or just hungry for one. Everybody leaves full and happy. So huddle up and make it a buffet day every day from 11 to 8 at Yankton Pizza Ranch.
It's where life tastes better. Surround them up and head her down to the Pizza Ranch. Whoa, that's good.
Ever have one of those days? Your car breaks down, your dog decides your couch is a chew toy, and oh yeah, a tree falls on your roof. Don't worry, Missouri River Associates has you covered. Auto, home, pet mishaps, we're here for all of life's little oops moments. Call 665-6885 for your free quote, because life happens, and we're ready for it.
At Vision Care Associates, we're always improving our technology for the health of your eyes. With OptiMap dilation-free exams, you get a comprehensive view of your retina without the need for dilation eye drops. It's quick, easy, and best of all, it keeps your day interruption-free. OptiMap captures a detailed image of your eye, helping to detect any problems. No blurriness, no discomfort, just clear, precise results. Book your OptiMap exam now.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes
people are my people. Dreaming big, keeping life simple. Saving smart, living free. At Explorers Credit Union, you're just like me. We chart new trails, we stand tall. Together we rise, together we call. Credit Union people are my people, it's true. And I found my crew at Explorers CU. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit explorerscu.com to join the journey today.
Welcome back here on Huddling with the Herd, KYNT, KYNTV. We're going to talk cheer and dance and cross country here in a moment, but I don't know if somebody was listening or somebody just forwarded them to me just to make up for earlier this week or what have you. But do want to give a shout out to the Yankton coaching staff. I now have the stats from the freshman game earlier this week. I know we talked to Alex Topol about it a little bit, but it was an 18-0 win for Yankton over Brookings in that one. A little bit short of the 100-0 he facetiously mentioned on the broadcast. But Carter Saylor, 14 for 18, 2 touchdowns for 84 yards through the air. Braxton Hoover had 4 catches for 35 yards. Adrian Van Osdol, 4 catches, 19 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Saylor also led the team in rushing, 9 carries, 72 yards, and a score there as well. Defensively, Landon Bottleson led the way in a huge way. 7 tackles, including 3 sacks in the win. 6 tackles for Abdul El Mustafa and 6 tackles for Nathan Bowman as well. The Bucks do host T on the 2nd of October at Crane Youngworth Field. Now switching off of football, let's talk competitive cheer and dance. They competed on Tuesday. Dance got a 4th place finish in the event with 37 standings points, placing 2nd in Palm and 3rd in Jazz. So individual event finishes very high, and even the 4th place finish as a team was in the top half of the field. 7th place finish for competitive cheer, scoring 243.5 points for them. Harrisburg took home the top spot at 290.5 in the cheer competition. Gazelles are on the road in Sioux Falls on Tuesday. They'll compete at O'Gorman with events beginning at 5 p.m. That is this coming Tuesday at O'Gorman High School, 5 p.m. The events begin. And for Yankton cross country, the Gazelles and Bucks both performed well at their home meet earlier this week. The Gazelles swept the top 6 spots in their cross country race on Thursday at Fox Run Golf Course, taking first as a team in the event. Nora Yeomans took home 1st place, followed by Avery Woostewald in 2nd, Rylan Jackson 3rd, Abby Johannesson 4th, Delaney Yeomans 5th, and Kaylin Peterson got 6th. Those sweeping the top 6 spots individually for Yankton. The Bucks took half of the top 10 spots in the boys' race, led by a 4th place finish from Brighton Olsen. Harrison Kraske finished 6th, Luke Femer was 8th, Ethan Brendan 9th, and Isaac Polson rounding out top 10 finishers in 10th. So great showing at Fox Run for both the Bucks and Gazelles. South Sioux City will host Yankton for their next competition. That takes place on the 1st of October. That's traveling to South Sioux City, Nebraska. Gotta love Sioux City. South Sioux City's in Nebraska. North Sioux City technically is in South Dakota. Dakota Dunes area is kind of there. And then majority of Sioux City is in Iowa, that tri-state region right there. As an Iowan, I always got to shout out Iowa things, I guess. I digress. We're going to take another break here on Huddling with the Herd. Good luck to cross country and competitive cheer and dance this week in their competitions. When we come back here on the show, we will have a YHS Nation talking about stuff going on around the homecoming this week here on KYNT and KYNTV. You are listening to Huddling with the Herd. We're back after this break talking YHS Nation.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first. We offer expertise and experience, where your long-term eye care is our concern. State-of-the-art technology, where we never lose sight of quality. Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Mount Marty is committed to excellence in nursing.
We really go the extra mile to care for our students as a whole person. My name is Crystal Diedrichson. I am an associate professor of nursing at Mount Marty. as a Catholic Benedictine university. We can incorporate God and prayer in our regular classwork and interactions with students. And in addition to that, we care about the students in other aspects of their lives.
Start your journey at mountmarty.edu.
FNBO is the great big small bank. And for more than 165 years, we've been with you where you are. A bank that's ready for all your needs, both big and small. Here to help you earn more, save more, so you can do more every step of the way. It's what you can expect from the great big small bank. FNBO, independent and family owned for 6 generations, and ever so focused on you. Stop on by or visit us at fnbo.com, member FDIC.
If you want a job where your work matters, you belong at Avera. Here, we've invested in our workforce because every Avera team member drives our health ministry forward, making a difference in lives and communities every day. We offer competitive pay, great health insurance, and even career opportunities. We're putting people first, including you. Search for local job openings and apply at avera.org/careers.
Welcome back in here on KYNT and KYN-TV. You're listening to Huddling with the Herd. It's time for our YHS Nation segment here on Huddling with the Herd. If you're not familiar with YHS Nation, it's looking at some activities and events going on around a Yankton High School outside of the athletic sphere. Obviously, with homecoming this week, there's plenty to talk about, and we'll have interviews with the Prince and Princess, Pioneer Prince and Princess this week, and Todd Duracek as well, the principal at Yankton High School, about some things going on at the start of the school year in general. Let's get right into it now for YHS Nation here on KYNT and KYN-TV as part of Huddling with the Herd.
It is homecoming week at YHS Nation. We'll be closing off homecoming activities in just about an hour. Brayden Butler will have the call on YHS Soccer. As our YHS Nation feature, we're going to be talking to YHS Principal Todd Duracek about how the school year is opening up. But first of all, let's go to an interview Scotty Borman did with this year's homecoming Prince and Princess at YHS.
This is Scotty Borman with KYNT News, and for YHS Nation, we have a special edition where we're talking to the royalty for homecoming. We have Princess Nora Kraske and Prince Byron Jimenez Dienda.
Yep.
And first and foremost, how are you two doing?
Very well.
A little pictured out, but that's all right.
Oh, come on. That's the fun part, right?
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Well, first off, I'm going to start with you, Byron. I understand you're a big soccer player for the Bucks, right?
I was, but I tore my ACL.
Oh, so you'll be cheering them on Saturday.
I'm the manager.
You're the manager.
Yes.
Awesome. That's important. And so what's this mean to you to be able to be chosen by all your classmates as the prince for homecoming?
Well, I'm very grateful for everyone. I think we all deserved it equally, and I'm just really grateful, very thankful, and I love this school, and I love what we do at the school.
So, and what's your favorite memory from the whole week so far?
This week, I would say when I dressed up as a country boy.
That was pretty cute. Yes. I like that.
Yes.
All right, Nora, first off, I got to ask, since I did interview your brother not too terribly long ago, he never got princess, even though he got a silver medal in the Olympics, right? So how's this make you feel?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Just another thing to compete about. I think I one-upped him on this one. He'll never be princess, I guess,
too bad,
yeah,
right?
Yep.
Yeah, I know your whole family is super active in sports and everything, so it's great seeing this. And you and your sister are key on the tennis team, right? Have you guys had any competitions this week yet?
Yeah, we actually played this morning. We got back at 3 o'clock this afternoon, so.
Okay, tell me how that went.
It went really well. That was our last duel for the season, and we went 1-1, so that went pretty well.
And against who?
We beat Washington as a team, and then we lost to Harrisburg as a team.
Okay, all right, that's okay. What was your favorite memory of the whole week so far?
Yeah, it was so fun to just dress up with everyone and just take pictures and just have a lot of fun. It's our senior year, so it's definitely been a lot of fun.
Okay, and I know the week got started out really strong because the Gazelles swept our down the road nemesis of Vermilion in volleyball, so that was really good. 3-0 victory for them. So do you guys know of anything else that's going on? I know the football game should be really, really exciting tomorrow night.
Yes, definitely.
And you guys don't have to worry about being out there necessarily.
Yeah,
so.
we're lucky.
So, is there anything else you'd like to say about being in your senior year in YHS and being very active in the student body?
Well, we haven't had it yet, but we have the Gong Show tomorrow, and we're really excited about that. So, yeah, can't wait for that.
Yeah, there's no place like Yankton, and it's just been a really great place to grow up, and they're just so supportive. Mr. D and Miss Alonzo have been so great, and yeah, we're just looking forward to the rest of senior year.
And of course, you got the parade tomorrow, too.
Yes.
So awesome. Short school day.
Yep.
Yes. All right. Why, again, big congratulations to you both. So thank you, Byron and Nora. It's been a great week, and we look forward to the rest of the week, ending with the soccer game on Saturday, right?
Yes. Very excited.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. This has been Scotty Barman for KYNT.
Thank you, Scotty. We will conclude our YHS Nation program this morning by replaying a part of an interview that Jeff Erickson did with the YHS principal. Now, a lot of that interview was about homecoming activities, which have already passed. However, Todd and Jeff had an opportunity to talk about the lead up to homecoming and the new school year.
Mr. Duracek's coming to my office. How do you feel about that?
It's always a good time coming down here, Jeff. Appreciate it, and always tell our students and everybody, come on in anytime to my office. It can be a good thing as well. It doesn't have to be a bad thing.
Did you ever get called into the principal's office as a kid?
Yeah, maybe a couple times
Yeah.
here or there, but just to maybe get an award or something. Nah, that's not true either. I probably had made a mistake that I needed to get it corrected. So appreciate those people that helped me out at those times.
Usually if we're talking to you, it's graduation or homecoming, and it's certainly not graduation, so it absolutely is homecoming. Oh, fun question. What percent of students in middle school and high school could spell Duracek correctly? What percent? What's the over-under on that?
Probably, I'd say 40%. I'll say that, but maybe it might be a little bit higher.
That's why they call you Mr. D.
Yeah, Mr. D.
D's easy to spell.
That's easy to spell, you bet. So,
how's your family?
Family's doing really good. It's kind of fun this year. I've told a few people this. I said, we get the opportunity in the Yankton School District. Myself's at the high school. I have a daughter in middle school. I have a son at Beetle Elementary. My youngest son has been out in the 3-year-old preschool at Trailhead Elementary. And then my wife teaches at both Lincoln and Stewart. So we're covering all 6 schools in the Yankton School District this year from the Duracek family, and just been really, really fun to see and be a part of all of those.
You know, just hearing that, thanks for taking the time to visit with us. I don't know where you found the time.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's been good. And homecoming week, as we get into this, it's always a great week. You know, there's a lot of preparations in place, but our students have just done a fantastic job, and they do that every year of creating this environment. And I really come in and I tell our students that, you know, this isn't for me to plan for you. This is for us to plan together, and you got to have your things that you're putting into place to where it's fun and ideas that take place throughout the week.
Has it been a good start to the school year in 2025?
We've had a great start. It's just been, we're off and running. And like I said, being already, I think, homecoming week within our 6th week of school with students, a little past our midterm time, and just a lot of fun to kind of get in and celebrate. You know, our freshmen have come in, just done a fantastic job. That transition's always interesting. It's not necessarily hard, but it's just something where you have to figure some things out with what it means to be a freshman, what it means to be in high school, and then all the way up from our sophomores, juniors, and seniors. They've really led by example. And like I said, when there's times when we love to celebrate them, and there's times when we need to help them if a mistake is made, or help them guide in the direction that that we expect. So always good things going on at YHS.
Let's talk about the candidates, Pioneer Princess and Pioneer Prince candidates. What's the reason behind the Pioneer portion of that? That's unique to Yankton.
Yeah, you bet. So each year, our seniors select 10 individuals that are up for the Pioneer Princess and Prince, and something that's been tradition here at Yankton for a long time. You know, our whole senior class, they select those 10 individuals, and then those 10 individuals become a royalty. Something that's really neat within our royalty is they do a lot of planning, and they do a lot of the things with student council that need to be done throughout the week. One of my favorite things to do with the royalty is last week we were in, and I like to have just a little royalty lunch for them, and we are able to bring in a little pizza and just sit around for an hour during lunch, talk about the week and talk about what the expectations are and what their plans are to do. And I really say this is really to get our student body involved. And they lead the way to do this for the week. And within all of the different activities that they're in, they branch out into to really bring the whole school together along with our staff. So a lot of fun with all of them. So thanks, Jeff. Appreciate you having me on always.
And congratulations to your YHS royalty, including Prince and Princess Byron Jimenez de Anda and Nora Kraske, who we heard from earlier in the program. And thanks for listening. This is today's YHS Nation.
Big thank you to Dave Lesher, Scotty Borman, and why am I blanking on his name? Oh, my goodness. Oh, he's going to hate me. Jeff Erickson. For talking for YHS Nation this week. I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm going to get punched in the neck on Monday. I digress. But this has been another episode of Huddling with the Herd here on KYNT and KYN-TV. I got to boogie out of here. We got soccer, kickoff of game 1 in about 55 minutes. Pre-game will start as soon as we are ready. So keep it tuned to KYNT and KYN-TV for your Bucks and Gazelles soccer pre-game coming up at some point in the next 50 minutes. Kickoff at 11 will for sure be on before then. But until next week, stay safe, be good people, have a great weekend, everybody, and as always, go support the Bucks and Gazelles and everything they do. I've been Brayden Butler, and this has been Huddling with the Herd on KYNT, KYN-TV.
KYNT, Yankton, FM.